all these decades, we had their documents, their statements, their videos, their books. We go, look, they're saying it. And the public would say, that's fake video of David Rockefeller. The Rothschild family doesn't exist. I remember hearing that 15 years ago, that they didn't exist, that the CFR didn't exist. Now they say, oh, it exists. We need a world government to keep us safe. And it's the same thing now. There's no chemtrails. They're not manipulating the weather. Trails have always hung there for hours at 2,000 feet. No. And then now they go, oh, we're spraying you. Yeah, it's good. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And to say it true, they tell us that it could have drastic consequences if they were to go ahead and spray, meaning on human health. That's why when they started in 98, they couldn't tell the public what they were doing. They already know the catastrophic effects it's had on people's health with asthma. People at 40, 50 get diagnosed with asthma. People dying of bronchial diseases. They just can't get rid of the cough. They understand. They have the pulse on the people all the time. They have all the data coming in from hospitals all the time, daily, and they know the effects it's been having and what it's doing to the people. You know.
Yeah, here is FAS.org, news.usa. You can also go to the Army website, and here he is. You guys just had it on screen with a Control F. You can read it right there where he talks about, he says, he quotes Alvin and Heidi Toffler has written about this in terms of some scientists in their laboratories trying to devise certain types of pathogens that would be ethnic specific, so they would just eliminate certain ethnic groups and races, and others are designing some sort of engineering, some sort of insects that can destroy specific crops. Others are engaging even in eco type of terrorism whereby they can alter the climate, shut off earthquakes, volcanoes remotely through the use of electromagnetic waves. That's the Army Times in April of 1997. You can go to the top and show folks. But the issue here is that they now in September 20th, 2000, Rebuilding America's Defenses, written by Dick Cheney, he says, we need to prepare the public with the media to accept race-specific bio weapons, and that it's good. And even the Austin American-Statesman wrote an article saying, you know, is Dick Cheney right? Should we kill certain races? So if you call somebody a racial term, the media cries, you get arrested. Oh, we love you so much, black people. But then it's like, should we kill all the blacks? You know, it's loving. Oprah's at the meeting. I mean, see, so it's like, oh, I'm a liberal. I'm Margaret Sanger. You're subhuman. I only want to kill you for the earth. You know I love you. I'm sorry we have to kill you. Don't be racist. Again, if you're against the world order, you're racist. If you're against killing everyone, you're racist. Alan Watts, our guest. I want to blitz through some news with him coming up, but let's go back to your phone calls. He's going to be with us into the next hour. His website's cuttingthematrix.com. Our sites are Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.tv. All right, I'm going to try to move quickly now. I had one caller on for like 5 minutes. Mark in Oregon, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hello, gentlemen.
Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, Hallie. How you doing, Alex?
Fine. What's on your mind?
Alex, I notice you're both, and I'm not being destructively critical here, but I'm being constructively critical because the hour's getting extremely late here, okay? And if you don't realize that fully, then you'll continue on making movies and trying to write a book, and they will have us down to about 2 months now from as we speak to get us all sick and die. And
listen, this is an incremental. Hold on a second. Hold on a minute. I think you called a few months ago saying evacuate over the flu. This is all drills, and they incrementally ratchet things up. I don't think everything's going to collapse in 2 months, but go ahead.
I'd like to think that you're right, Alex, and I hope that you are, but I don't think we can even begin to assume that when we've got a much worse one coming along, according to Jenna Napolitano, in about 2 months. Alex,
well, I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong, but yes, they are acting like they're going to drop something big in the next 2-3 months, and all I can do is do the best job I can. I don't have all the answers, and I sure would like to run off to the Caribbean with my family, but I'm not doing that, and so I don't really know what I mean, I understand your question, though. You're saying, well, I mean, finish your statement. I'm going to get Alan Watts' take on it.
Okay. Well, Alex, the point of my call is that it's been long on knowledge and solutions to or rather knowledge and information to expose the evil, that has not slowed it down one bit. I've been watching it since 1978 when I learned of the Illuminati. I've been studying their moves. I've seen the progress that they have made in the implementation of their plan to kill us all, and that plan is coming up very soon to its end of the end game point. You can go out into the world. Alan Watt can go out into the world. Dr. Stan Monteith can go out to the world. So can Pastor Butch Paul and several other people get together and go out into the world and give global speaking tours, get some publicity, get some power of attention going in the people of the world, and let's get going somewhere, Alex, because the way we're going, they're killing us. And I love you, brother.
Listen, I hear you, and I appreciate your call. Everybody gets frustrated by this and thinks I've got the answer to save people. I don't have the money to go travel around the world and then to advertise to get crowds there, and then the media just ignores us. But I can sit here while the web's still open and reach millions of people every couple days now, maybe even every day. It's really getting big. It's kind of scary to have this responsibility. I'm just doing what I can do as best I can. The answer is all of you going out and speaking out. Alan?
It's true, and I understand where he's coming from, because you see, these people, these organizations, have been at war with the world for hundreds of years, and openly so for the last 100 years in their own publications. And, of course, they have used this time to try and close every possible loophole to stop people saving themselves, if you like. So I understand the frustration, but all we can truly do is to get people to individually become active, and if nothing else, plan for themselves and their families, etc., various contingency plans to try and save themselves. I understand this. The whole world is in on this together. And it doesn't matter, I think, where you run off to today, personally. I think it's going to be implemented across the planet at the same time. So whether we like it or not, we're here in the middle of it, and we've got to fight it right from here as best we can. As best we can. All we have at the moment is speech. That's all we have.
And they are passing bills to eliminate that. And when they say it's illegal to speak out, we got to say, no, you're the criminal. We're standing up against you. Back in 70 seconds with Alan Watt in the final hour. I'll say this. Being on air for almost 14 years, everybody's always saying the New World Order's making their big, hot move right now. And so just bunker down or get ready. And a lot of people then kind of get in a catatonic state and don't fight it because they imagine instant gratification, instant victory against the corruption, or they think it's futile. The truth is they wouldn't be trying to shut down our free speech if they were already all-powerful. They are not invincible. And there's a huge awakening taking place, and we've got to believe in ourselves enough to be able to defeat this thing. I know one thing, standing up is not futile. Alan Watt, our guest at the bottom of the hour. Really appreciate all the time he's given us today. Dave in California, then Deborah, Steve, Gary, and others. Dave, you're on the air. Welcome.
Another great show, as usual. And hello, Alan.
Hello.
I'll make it really fast, guys. Since we're talking about eugenics, I once heard a wise man say, judge a society by how it treats its most vulnerable members. And regarding that, in California alone, 400,000 independent, productive people with limited disabilities who only need a little assistance in their own homes to safely prepare meals, take their medications, do heavy chores, etc., are being totally cut out of Schwarzenegger's budget. This means that most of them will have to be warehoused in convalescent, privatized FEMA camps, basically, that cost 3 times more, where they have no rights at all. We're still,
but see, that's the profit. That's the profit. There's plenty of money to institutionalize you, plenty of money to get you in the system and euthanize you, which they're already doing nationwide. Wall Street Journal admits there's plenty of money for all of that. There's just not money for you to be self-sufficient. Go ahead, sorry.
Right, and there's only 30,000 convalescent beds available in the state, so I guess they all just get to die. I see this as Schwarzenegger making his eugenicist bones in California so he can run for president in 2012. What do you guys think about that?
I agree. Go ahead.
I think that's probably the way it is, too. There's no doubt about it. We've got to understand when these guys talk about useless eaters, and that's what Russell and others have called people who are not completely physically or mentally healthy. That's the standard eugenicist talk. Then they want to eradicate them. And you'll notice in that big, supposedly open to the public conference they had that Obama set out on the they're going to slash back on all types of health care and find alternate effective means. That's what they say. And I even put the video up of Obama's appointee walking off when he was challenged by Executive Intelligence Review about being a eugenicist himself and wanting to bring down the population. He was on the panel. He walked off in the video.
Anton Chaikin, Tarpley's former partner in authoring books, brought up the real stuff. And for those who don't believe this, even Bloomberg reported it. In the book written by Daschle, who was going to be the head of healthcare, he says, yes, if you're an old person, you don't get the same access a young person does. You're not as valuable. This isn't some right-wing thing attacking socialized healthcare. This is a fact. Socialized healthcare is an aspirin for a heart attack.